Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I'm excited to share some awesome stuff with you today. So, everyone these days is talking about triads. So in this video, we're going to learn what triads are. We're going to make sense of them a little bit more. I'm going to share also later on how you can find some easy shapes you already know, and you can move them around the neck to play along with everything. So triads are pretty much the building blocks of everything that we do on guitar. Now you might be thinking, I thought scales were the building blocks of music. Well, they are. Scales are like all of our ingredients. The notes or colors that we're choosing from. Now, we can build chords out of those scales. And yes, chords are the building blocks of everything. And if you didn't know, triads are chords. Let me explain why we have different words for this stuff. Now, speaking of which, in this video, I'm going to go over the basics. We're going to learn some really useful things that you can use for the rest of your life to make sense of your fretboard. And then I'm going to stick a bit of a deep dive, a little bit more music theory, some more examples, and cool stuff like that in the free section of my new Patreon page. I'd love you to go check it out. So, let's dive in. Now, let's grab a chord on your guitar. We'll grab an A minor chord for now. Now, if you go through that and figure out the names of all those notes, you're going to realize that there's only 3 notes in that chord, meaning 3 different letters. Some of them are doubled up. That's how we can get chords with 6 strings in them. There's still only 3 notes in every major and minor chord that you will ever play. So in our A chord, what we're going to have is an A, a C, and an E. This is where that word triad comes from. It just means a group of 3. Really, it's as simple as that. So triads are just broken up chords. Another name for broken up chords, especially if we play them in order, is an arpeggio. So chords, arpeggios, and triads are exactly the same thing. Triads just happen to be the simplest version of that because we're thinking of it as just those 3 notes. So by keeping it simple, we're going to be able to move these shapes around all over the place. Again, I'm going to talk more about the music theory and about the distances between notes and cool things like that in a bit of a deep dive on that Patreon page. Go check it out. So, if every major and minor chord only has 3 notes in it, our goal as guitar players that want to break away from just your basic campfire chords or even your basic bar chords is to learn some simple small shapes that we can move around on different groups of strings. And in this video, I'm just going to share a couple basic ones with you. Later on, you can move these around the entire neck and you can learn a whole bunch of different shapes. That is your goal. But we want to keep this in small pieces that you can absorb, use right away, and then use for the rest of your life. I don't want to overwhelm you with 16 different chord shapes to learn because we can learn them piece by piece, and that's going to help you really remember them and use them more later. So check this out. Let's put this into practice. And one of the important things in playing these triads is knowing the names of your notes, knowing the locations on your neck. Now, I got the world's easiest way, it really is the world's easiest way of memorizing your entire guitar neck quickly and easily. Go check out some links in the description or up there. I always mix up the direction. Okay, so chances are, hopefully, you know a D minor or a D major chord. If you don't, learning triads, well, might be a little beyond you at this point. So, in this case, again, in this triad, there are no repeated notes. What have we got? We got an A, a D, and an F sharp. And the most important thing here is that the D, which we call a root note, it's like our home bass, is on the second string. So, all we can do, wherever you are on the second string, wherever you put that third finger, that is your major chord. We're not playing any open strings because that's going to lock us down in this part of the neck. So if I want to play an E major, well, look at that. D and E are 2 frets apart, so E is right here. There we go, there's an E major triad. It's really as simple as that. It's an E major chord. We have one of every note. And that is an E major triad. We want to play an A major. Look at that. A is fret number 10. There's an A major. So with this one easy shape that you already know, you can play every single major chord that there is. Just by moving it left and right and knowing the names of the notes on your second string. Simple as that. Now, later on, you're going to learn triad shapes with the root note on the first string and with the root note on the third string. So, eventually, your first goal is to learn 6 shapes. 3 majors, 3 minors, and then you can play along with everything all over the entire guitar neck. And this helps with playing rhythm guitar, it helps with playing lead guitar, it helps with your solos, it helps to make sense of anything that you want. There's situations where scales, right, if a song has wacky chords, well, the scales are going to keep changing and changing and changing, and that makes things much more complicated. But you can follow the chords. You can directly play all the important notes just by following the chords, no matter how weird and crazy they are. So, if you know your D major, hopefully you know your D minor. And that is our minor triad with the root note on the second string. Now, a lot of people, especially these days, are starting to connect this to what we call the cage system. Now, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video breaking down how all this stuff connects to the cage system. I like this way better, but eventually we could go down that rabbit hole as well because it is very cool. So, instantly, you're going to take every chord progression you find, right? Go find some backing tracks. If you're not jamming and practicing along with backing tracks already, start. I've got endless cool little missions and ways to break things down in pieces to make more sense of that. So you're going to take a chord progression. Let's take one of our pop song chord progressions. We're going to take A minor, F, C, and G. That's going to be our example for today. You can play along with endless songs using just those chords. So, right now, today's mission has every single one of our root notes on the second string. So, step 1 is to find those root notes, right? A, F, C, and G on the second string. Give yourself a second and find those. Pause the video if you need to, and I'll tell you what they are in a sec as well. But see if you can find them on your own first. Okay, so here are our root notes. A is number 10. F is number 6. C could be number 1, but we're going to put it on 13 because I don't want to use any open strings today. So 13. And our G is fret number 8. So again, 10, 6, 13, 8. Now that we have that down, all we have to do is, well, figure out which ones are major and minor. In this case, the very first chord, the A, is minor, and all the rest are major. So, remember those little D shapes of yours. So down here, we're going to take our D minor shape, right? We're going to drag it all the way up so your third finger is on the 10th fret. There's an A minor. next chord again was an F, fret number 6. Now the rest of our chords are all your major triangles. So there it is. Next chord, our C, was fret number 13. So, and remember, these frets are on the second string with your third finger in this case. So we're going to drag that all the way up to 12, 13, and 12. And then our final chord, G, was fret number 8. So drag it down to 7, 8, 7. And all of a sudden, you've played along with this chord progression using just 2 chord shapes and move them around the entire neck. Now, it takes practice to get really good and fast at doing this all over the place. This is why you just want to do this every chance you get. Find backing tracks, find real songs. Take your favorite songs that you play chords along with, that you strum along with, and your mission, your homework mission, is to play along with those using these triads. You can write them down if you want, just so you don't have to figure them out over and over again, but the more you do this, the faster you're going to get. And eventually you just can memorize, hey, there's G, there's C, there's F, and there's A minor. So for today's video, that's all we're going to do with these triads. It's just our little triangle shapes with the root note on the second string. I recommend you spend a week or two just mastering those ones before you add more shapes, before you start thinking about changing shapes and changing the strings that your root notes are on. So that's pretty much all there is to it. And I'm going to deep dive a little bit and add some more detail to that free section of my Patreon page. I'm sticking everything in the free section right now, almost everything, just to get things started and to show you the kind of community that we're basing around jamming, improvising, being inspired, being creative, songwriting, all that good stuff. It's my favorite thing to work on, and it's how you're going to find your own voice on the guitar. So, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Really appreciate it. My channel's still small, so everything you do helps to grow. Have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.